I'm Scargill, and this is a quick introduction to the Google Nexus 10 tablet. So what you're looking at here is the packing box for the Google Nexus 10 tablet. Why are we doing a review on this? This is a particularly good tablet. It's not the best tablet on the planet. However, being Google, it's kept pretty much up to date software-wise, and also it has a very high resolution display, pretty similar in fact, although a different technology, to the Samsung Note 2014 edition. So we're looking at a screen resolution of 2500 pixels across. What does that mean in English? It means you can't see the dots, and text and graphics look particularly great. This is not a new machine now, however it can be got for under £200 second hand. So whilst it's pretty up to date, it's also extremely inexpensive, and so I'll give you a quick rundown about the tablet here. So that's the box, and basically what you get is the tablet and a power supply. The tablet has in fact a magnetic coupling for power, but Google didn't ship these, so you can get them off eBay. It comes with a standard micro USB adapter. So let's look at the tablet itself, and here it is. So I'll take you around the connectors. There's not a lot to this. What you see here is your magnetic connector there, which, as I say, I haven't used up to now. It's £20 for a connector off eBay. However, on the side, as well as an audio, a standard 3.5mm audio connector, you also have your micro USB connector there. So that's a fairly standard micro USB connector. On the top you have an on-off switch and volume up and down, and on the right hand side all you have is a connector for HDMI. So you can get an adapter from micro HDMI to a normal HDMI television connector so that you can show the contents of the screen on your TV. That of course assumes you have HDMI inputs on your TV, but again on eBay you can get adapters to the older style. That's it. The unit doesn't support SD memory. It has 16 gig internally, which is enough for a lot of applications, but I'll explain later. You can actually expand this, as you can with a lot of tablets, without necessarily having to plug something in. So there it is. If we switch the tablet on, you'll immediately see it has quite a nice display there. And so this is already set up for me. Here we have my BBC News and icons. So this is Google's 4.3 Jelly Bean. KitKat will be out shortly, and I expect that this will be updated accordingly. But right now, a couple of people have complained KitKat was some issues with using a lot of power, so I'm quite happy to wait for the official version of KitKat to come out. So I've made a few changes to this tablet. One of the first things I fit to any Android tablet is an interface, Nova. So if you look up Nova, it's a freebie, and it's effectively a launcher. But for example, your normal tablet, you would have your bottom line here with your fixed icons, and then several pages of general icons. Well, in the case of Nova, you can have several lines down the bottom, and you can easily slide back and forward between different screens. So it's just a nice, easy way of getting to your favorite applications quickly. Not a lot to say really. 2500 plus across. So if I could show you the text here, you would see that there's absolutely no sensation of any dots. So really high quality display. It's fast. I mean, it just works. It's very quick. Responses of everything I've tried work a treat. It has a front and back camera. Just a normal low-res camera on the front, and on the back a quite reasonable 5 meg camera. You can see it there, showing my bench. And what's really nice about this, like the Google Nexus 4, on your camera options, you have the ability to do panoramic shots, but not just horizontal panoramic shots. You can do a full 360. Obviously better suited to the phone, which has a slightly higher resolution camera, but nonetheless quite an interesting addition, and in fact something that many people have managed to port over to the likes of the Samsung S4, because it is such a good feature, the ability to do 360 panoramas. So there we are, back at the main screen. So if you're not really familiar with Android tablets, there's a lot you can do with these. They are not PCs. They're not a replacement for the PC. And in another short video I'm going to do later today, I'll be showing the new Sony device, which is in fact a full Windows 8 PC. But tablets are mainly consumption devices, so that you can do your emails, browse the web, read magazines, etc. They're not particularly well suited to creation. However, there are a number of freebies, like for example Kingston Office, which allows you to create and edit and read Word, Excel and PowerPoint documents. I must say the PowerPoint editing and creation is a very, very limited subset of what PowerPoint can actually do. However, it's free. We have email clients. Obviously, the standard email client will take your Microsoft Exchange accounts, it'll take your Google accounts, it'll take your Hotmail. The only thing that, and of course your Exchange, if you're using Exchange, your calendar, and all of that kind of thing. The only thing that normally these packages won't handle are Microsoft Notes. Now, some of us use those in business quite a lot. There is a freebie called Tasks and Notes, which are fitted on here, which will do the job. I have to say that I haven't come across a piece of Google software that won't run on this tablet, or that won't run quite quickly, in fact. So there you are. I'll give you an edge on. Look, it is actually quite a nice slim job. Okay, so I mentioned about expanding memory. Well, of course, what you can do is you can plug into the micro USB, you can plug a little adapter cable. It's called a host cable, a few pounds off eBay, and you can plug a keyboard in, a mouse, USB memory, so you can actually get access to. You can put movies on a separate memory stick if you want to. And of course you can use Bluetooth. What does this have? It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, obviously. It also has the sat-nav software built in, or the capability, I should say. Now, I've just recently discovered something called Nav-Free, which is sat-nav software, and as you can see there, I'm inside a building, incidentally, and it's picking up my my street there, no problem at all. If we just zoom out, I think you'll see there. So if you want a glorified sat-nav, you stick a bracket on the back, you can stick that in your car if you like. So sub £200 second hand. I mean, this is a pretty good piece of work. What's really nice about it for a media consumption device is speakers on the front, for reasons way beyond me. Some of the manufacturers insist on putting a speaker hole on the back, so you get this really horrible sound. In this case, you've got a left and right speaker, and if you're watching a movie and you've actually got the tablet sort of facing you, you can really hear the stereo effect. Not many tablets seem to have that, so that's good. So initial impressions, marvelous. How long is the battery life? I would say it won't do a full day. I would say it may do 8 hours depending on what you're doing. So not quite as good as, for example, an iPad. On the other hand, that applies to a lot of big screens, excessive power consumption. You've just got to get into the way of giving them a full charge overnight, and you'll get pretty much a day out of that. And if you get a chance at lunchtime, stick it on charge. Particularly easy if you've got this magnetic adapter, which you just clip on. So I've got a case here for the tablet. I don't like putting those clear protectors on because they tend to fill up with air bubbles despite your best attempts, or bleed at the edges. So this case here, tablet clips into it, has a magnet and will actually turn the tablet off when it's closed and turn it back on, maybe. There you go. When it's opened. So that's quite nice. And as you can see, again, it doesn't really add much to the thickness. So fairly lightweight, solid feel to the tablet. There it is, the Google Nexus 10.